Nobody does Star Wars like the power of the Force from Kenner. Straight from the new Star Wars Special Edition come the Creature Figure 2-packs. Now you're a sand trooper aboard the massive reptilian Dewback searching for rebel droids on Tatooine. Next, enter Mos Eisley as you and the Jawas command the Ronto. This beast of burden carries a heavy load, but only when it wants to. And waiting beneath the Millennium Falcon, Jabba the Hutt. As Han Solo bargained for your life with this vile gangster. Only Kenner brings you big detail and big action. Nobody does Star Wars like the power of the Force.
Right here, Jabba.
2-packs come with exclusive figure. Other figures and vehicles each sold separately from Kenner.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mando number 5. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Mando number 5, and I'm Keith Guppy. So welcome to episode number 14 of my Focus Figure Line series. Actually, it's part 2 this week. For those of you tuned in before, you know that I've been doing the Power of the Force Green line from 1997 to 1999. It's a huge series, so I've decided to split it down into 2. Last week we did the figures and the multi-packs. This week we're going to do the creatures, deluxe sets and the vehicles. And at the end of the video, stay tuned because I will reveal exactly what you need to spend to get this whole line now. And also today we'll be doing the prize giveaway. So for those of you tuned in, you'll know that I reached 500 subscribers last week, which is for me is amazing. I want to thank everyone who watches, who subscribes, for all your support. I've had some fantastic comments this week. I've been blown away by some of the comments. So today, about halfway through the video, we'll do the prize giveaway. So the first name out of the hat will get the second prize, which is this droid set. Mint droid set from Droid Factory Disney from Ahsoka, which is a cool set. And the star prize, which will be the second name we pull out, will win this special action figure set, the 501st Legion Art Troopers, which has got Echo, Fives and Jesse. What a cool backing card as well on that. So you'll win that, which is mint in box. Absolutely mint, the packaging is on that one. And you'll also win a retro Boba Fett sealed in a box. So good luck, everybody. So before we build up to the deluxe packs and then the vehicles, I just thought to show you a couple of odd exclusives that came out in 1997 to accompany the line. These were the limited edition Hong Kong sets. You had an Imperial set, Boba Fett, Darth Vader and a Stormtrooper, on a nice little sort of stage, silver stage inside, and then they also did a Leia, Luke and C-3PO set. At the time, I remember buying these and thinking, wow, this is really cool. These are going to be worth a lot of money in the future. I don't know what the edition size was on these. On the back, you've obviously got Chinese and UK writing, 1997. They're not worth a lot now. I think you probably pick these up for 25-30 quid each, probably. But a bit unusual. Really cool box art on them. Mine were a little bit rough and ready, but I just thought to show you these because they're quite unusual. So let's have a look at the deluxe sets. They had 5 deluxe sets of the series. All pretty cool sets that could probably stand the test of time even today. The first one here is the radar laser cannon. With a Hoth Rebel Trooper. Really nice set. Quite a good scale actually. Much better than obviously the original vintage. You can see it here. Look. Much more of a structure to it. They had, there was 4 other sets. You had the web repeating tripod cannon. You had firing jetpack for Boba Fett. Smuggler's set for Han Solo. And then the desert skiff for Luke. Now, most of these, I think this one and that one and the Han Solo were produced in the green line. In the orange line already. It's just these 2. Oh, and you've got the probe droid as well. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets, as I said. This is obviously the European version. Now, something to mention is that every one of these sets has an exclusive figure. So that's why I've got this other Hoth soldier here, just to show you the complete difference. This has obviously got a beard, no beard, but the body sculpt's more or less the same. Maybe the colours are slightly different. This is yellowed a little bit, so it's a little bit difficult to judge. So that's the radar laser cannon. Then you've got the tripod cannon, E-Web heavy repeating blaster set. But again, the Snowtrooper is a little bit different. He's in a different pose, so we can fire the gun. So very, again, an exclusive figure in here. This is again the European version, the multiple language version. But again, this is probably one of the better versions they've done over the years. So we're looking good in some sort of battle scene or diorama even now, I think. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Then you had the Han Solo Smugglers flight pack. This is the Italian Gigi version, and then you've got the European version. Yeah, not so keen on this one. Just it's quite cool. It fits on the back of his, goes on his back, but not so great. The card backs are both quite similar, even on the Italian version here. But yeah, not my favourite one. So that's the Han Solo one. Then you've got Boba Fett with his rocket blaster, wing blaster rocket pack. This is pretty cool. Here again you've got the Canadian version, which is a different size box than the European version. Quite a major difference actually. Yeah, so again, not too keen on this one. The backpack, I mean, it's got quite a cool rocket you can fire at the top there. But yeah, not my favourite. And then finally, you had the Probe Droid set. So the first incarnation of the Probe Droid from the Battle of Hoth. Again, it's okay. Little scene in the background of Han Solo blowing it up. But yeah, so that's his Deluxe vehicles. There was 5 of those. Here's something really unusual, and I don't expect many of you have seen this. This is the Millennium Falcon CD-ROM playset from 1996, I think. Yeah, so it's like a cockpit set that plugs into your computer. It says minimum Windows 95, believe it or not. Unfortunately, the figures fell away from the elastic band in the Falcon, which happens a lot, and I've warned people on this channel a few times about elastic bands. But a really cool set actually, because you plug it in and then it puts videos onto your TV or your computer. There it is on the back. There's some screenshots. Very unique. I think the figure is unique because he's got a little headset on him. Again, but I've not seen one of these before. Be interested if anyone got one of these. Unfortunately, like I said, this has come away and the box is a little bit battered, but a really cool bit of CD-ROM memorabilia. So to accompany the expanded universe line, they actually produced 3 mini what we call class 1 concept vehicles. This is a speeder bike concept. You can see the original concept art here. This is the tri logo, the quad logo version. But some of these are really cool. All have got really unique figures. And if you saw this in a pile of figures, you'd think, I don't know where that's from. But yeah, it's Star Wars. So yeah, this one's graded AFA 85. I know I get some strange things graded. Yeah, it fires a little missile. Flaps come down on it. Bit of concept art there. But really cool. I really love these. And they did 3. The next one I'm going to show you is the Cloud Car concept. So it was originally a kind of single pod rather than the double pod a vehicle. Quite a unique, cool figure, Cloud Car pilot. Yeah, so pretty good. Same sort of orange colour as the final Cloud Car ship, but really quite cool, unique. This is from again Japanese distribution, Takara, but really cool. I love these. I think they're really good. And then finally you had the Snow Speeder, or Air Speeder actually, original concept version here. Really cool. Look at the pilot. That's really what you call a vintage style of pilot, that is. yeah, really cool ships. I love these. Again, I don't many things I want to open, but I wouldn't mind having a set of these open actually. There's the modified Incom T47 airspeed prototype. Yeah, really cool ship. Again, a Takara Japanese release of this ship. Now, they did one other small ship that wasn't actually from the expanded universe, and that was the Cruise Missile Trooper. Really strange ship this is. You've got like an AT-AT pilot inside there. It looks like it's a kamikaze, some sort of kamikaze missile if you ask me. Yeah, really cool individual ship from the Empire. I mean, yeah, I mean, look at it when it closes up. That's even better. I mean, that's really cool. Look at that when it closes up. Again, I wouldn't mind one of these loose. I mean, all of these aren't very expensive, really. On the secondary market, you can probably get most of these for, I don't know, 25, 30 pounds. But really, really cool ships. Yeah, let's move on to the creatures. They produce 6 creatures with exclusive figures in the series line. Many of them were to support the special trilogy edition release in 1997, I believe. Yeah, so you have the dewback, and a lot of these creatures feature more so in the Star Wars edition release, Star Wars special edition release, which is why they released them obviously in the figures to promote it. So you have the dewback with Sand Trooper. A really orangey Sand Trooper actually. Yeah, so you have that. Then you had Jabba the Hutt, which you see is a new version in the new edition. This is a Gigi Italian one, quite rare, a graded UKG 85. Yeah, so and on the top there, a nice photograph of the figure of Han Solo. And on the back, you've just got you've actually got a picture of the new Jabba the Hutt in the new release. Yeah, so that one's graded. Then you've got the Ronta and Jawa. Again, this one's graded AF UKG 85. It's got the special edition logo on it. This is the American release. Actually, no, believe it, this is actually Japan, so it must have a Japanese sticker on the back, actually. Yes, it does. Yeah, so again, another Japanese release. It's amazing, really, how many I picked up back in the day that were actually Japanese, and me not really collecting Japanese releases. I'm not sure whether they're any rarer, and so let me know in the comments. But yeah, so that's a Ronta with a cool Jawa. This actually stands the test of time again as well. This is quite I think this is probably the only version of a Ronta, and they're obviously sought after now because they look really cool outside the cantina. So quite a sought after piece now. They are. Then you had 2 different Tauntauns. You had this one, which was Han Solo, and you've also got a Luke one. I sent this one to AFA a few years ago and only got a 75, which is a bit of a shame. It's probably got a little bash somewhere I didn't spot when I picked it out. But yeah, so 2 of those. Again, these are quite expensive now. Most of these sets now are 40 or even 50 quid. So yeah, quite sought after. And on the back, there you see the Tauntaun and Han, and then a picture from the film scene on this version. And then finally, you had the Hoth Wampa with Luke. Luke's quite cool because he's upside down in the figure packaging. He's got a bit of scarring on his face. These are all exclusive figures. Again, the Star Wars Trilogy Edition logo in the corner. Not the best version of a Hoth Wampa I've seen, but you know, not bad. This one's graded AFA 85. These are quite hard to get hold of now. On the secondary market, you can see the original release $24.99 from Forbidden Planet there. Little sticker. You probably don't know, 50 or 60 quid to get one of these, I think. And there's a cool scene from the back. Kenner logo, and then there's Luke with a Hoth Wampa on the back. But really quite nice, but he's a bit limited, this Hoth Wampa. You can see the join in his hips as well there. So not the greatest version. So before we go on to the bigger creatures, I wanted to show you a couple, again, really unusual pieces I've got. And Yeah, I do grade some weird stuff. I mean, this is the speeder bike, but the power racing version. So it's got like a ripcord on it, so you can it'll fly off the ripcord, and it's a racing version. This is graded AFA 85. I could probably bet you no one else has got this graded. Bit mad at me really, but it's quite unusual. Very unique, obviously. It's got like a wheel at the bottom of it, so it can fly along. And obviously very different from the normal version that was released in the orange line. And then, although this isn't 3 3/4 inch, I just thought to show you another really unusual figure. They did some 12-inch bikes. They did a Biker Scout, Lear, and Luke in a bigger scale again, which I'm not going to show. But this is a remote control version that I picked up. Again, I don't know quite why I bought this at the time, and I've kept hold of it, but again, you don't see this very often. This is a remote control version from what year is this? 1997, but it's an unusual scale. It's almost like a 6, yeah, I would say that's probably almost 6-inch scale. So I suspect this will be quite in demand now. You don't see them on the secondary market at all. I've got really no idea what this is worth. It could be worth 30 quid. It could be worth 100 quid. I don't know. But I thought I'd show you because it's pretty unusual. So now we're getting a little bit bigger. They produced 2 large creature sets. This is the first one, the Bamfa and Tuscan Raider. And they put a hole in the packaging so you could actually feel the real fur. It's pretty cool actually. Not a bad version. I think there's been one other later version that was done, was probably a bit better than this, but pretty good. I imagine that's that's a completely unique Tuscan Raider with more points of articulation, so we can sit on the Bamfa. This has got a little bit of a bashing on the top, which is a shame because I'd really like one of these graded just to preserve it, because eventually, you know, they will get bashed. There's a picture of the Bamfa. Pretty cool, not bad actually, not bad at all if you look at it closely. It's got nice eyes to it, nice bit of weathering on it. Yeah, and there's a background, and now we're going to look at this fella, the Rancor, which is a similar box. Yeah, so here's the Rancor. Again, he's got a hole in there so you can feel his skin, and it's not bad. They obviously did at least 1, if not 2 other versions of this. A bigger version of the Rancor in the other lines, but pretty good. This box isn't too bad at all. It's very difficult not to get the top slightly warped. Not quite gradable, probably might get an 80. Yeah, so obviously got a Luke inside it. There's the end of the packaging. It's a pretty good version of the Rancor. And there it is on the back. But yeah, not bad at all. So they also produced 2 sort of battle sets, which are really cool. They produced a Hoff battle set that came with the turbo laser cannon, or shooting laser, whatever you want to call it, and another gun here mounted, a bit like the old Imperial base, a bit of trench work on it. And there's the back. It actually came in 2 pieces, so you could, if you wanted to, you could probably get some more and fill this in and have a long trench, which is a pretty cool way to display your figures. The generator, exploding generator, which explodes, not great. I mean, it's not to scale obviously, because that would be huge, but they're not a bad little set. These are probably going for 50-60 quid now. They're quite in demand. And then you've got the Endor attack, which had a catapult, a swinging tree branch, and bits and pieces. And until recently, this is probably the only bunker set you'd probably be able to get until the TVC line. So it was all in demand. I mean, how much was that for originally? £11.25. No, $11.25 originally. Now probably 50-60 quid. So you've got like the branches here to expand the playset area. Little catapult, a little Ewok catapult. Yeah, so not bad. So they did 2 of these, the Endors. And they brought out 2 X-Wings in the line. Both for different reasons are quite hard to get hold of. This is the green version, which was had already come out in the orange box version a couple of years earlier. But the green one here is very difficult to get hold of, the green packaging. Really difficult. I only picked this up a few months ago. I've been trying to get one for a long time. The box isn't great on this. This one's got a few dents and dings, but they are very, very rare to get hold of. So I'll just be interested if anyone's got the green version. I think the shipping side's the same. Again, the cockpit screen is shown as dark here, but I think actually when you get it out of the box, well, don't know actually. It does look quite tinted here. I mean, if those you remember, they did this in the original vintage line. They had a darker cockpit windscreen for the American version. The UK version had a clear one. So maybe they did change this across time. I would say actually there's a bit more weathering on this version than there is on the orange box version. But yeah, so that's quite difficult to get a hold of. I would imagine one of these is probably going to be, you probably have to pay between, I don't know, £60 and £100 for one of these, just because they are quite rare. And then this is when Kenner thought, right, we're being a little bit lazy here. We're just using existing molds. They've upped the game here because they actually produced its big brother. Yeah, the proper scale X-Wing fighter. Really cool. Loads of interaction. You add sounds. You can move this little lever here and it brings out like a scope, and then you move that and the pilot's head moves. Don't know if you can see that. Head moves, R2 moves. Unfortunately the sound's not working on this, probably because the batteries are gone. But yeah, a really cool scaled version. So much fun. I think they even did this own commercial. I'll see if I can look it out. An own commercial for the electronic power FX X-Wing fighter. But really cool ship. As I said, the scale of it was excellent, and this is the scale they used basically going forward for all the lines. But yeah, you even had a hold down handle so you could fly around with it, which is probably pretty unique. I don't know if the bigger X-Wings had that as well. Again, Japanese distribution version with the Takara label on the back. But yeah, really cool. Probably the best ship of this line. They did one other big ship or vehicle, and that was the AT-AT.
So how does it feel to be at the controls of the new Power FX X-Wing? Strap yourself in to the biggest X-Wing ever with 15 heart-pumping movie lights and sound effects. You're Luke Skywalker.
I'm going in.
And Vader's breathing down your neck.
Fire!
The Power FX X-Wing, each sold separately.
So the Power of the Force line also brought back these two absolute classics. More or less, it's very similar to the original vintage ships. We had the Y-Wing in the later version packaging. This one's in pretty good nick. Very hard to get these in good nick because, again, we've got the plastic on the front. It came with a Rebel Alliance pilot. Don't know the name of the pilot, but there you go. Pretty good nick this one is in. Exactly the same mould, just a different decor really on the Y-Wing. And then we had the A-Wing. Now the A-Wing, as you all know from the Power of the Force original line, was very expensive now, and so obviously Kenner thought, well, we'll bring that out again. I don't know how similar it is to the original. It looks pretty close. I don't think there's any sounds or anything on this version, but yeah, so they did the A-Wing and the Y-Wing together with the other vehicles. Just before we look at the AT-AT, I wanted to just look at the T16 Skyhopper, Luke's T16 Skyhopper, which actually converts into two different ships. Now, this is absolutely unique. Obviously featured in the Star Wars A New Hope when he's flying it around. I think this is fantastic, very unique, but it's not worth much money. These probably, you can get one of these probably for 30-40 quid. You'd think something like this would be really unique and a lot more money. It was produced just once ever. The tapes just come away on this one, but I think it's a pretty cool vehicle. It converts into two, so you always get two of them. Really nice, but just didn't seem to take off, excuse the pun. Yeah, there you go. But a really nice vehicle. Again, one that I'm tempted to open it now it's unsealed, is to have on display. And then finally you've got the AT-AT. based exactly on the original mould. All they did was changed the guns on the side and top, made them a bit more sturdy, and they actually fired missiles. And then you had some interaction. I don't think, yeah, I can just about hear a little, yeah, I can hear something going, but again, the batteries are pretty shot. $89.99 originally when this was sold. Probably now, oh, still going off. See if I can turn it off. Yeah, so there's some sound coming out of it then. Yeah, I was imagine now you probably have to spend 150 quid, maybe even more, 200 to get one of these. This is pretty damn mint in a box, bit dusty, but yeah, and you get two exclusive characters. You get the commander and the AT-AT driver. They look slightly different than the other figures you can get singly. So again, I think they're exclusive. Obviously electronic. A raft of features on this, similar to the original one. You get a grappling hook, and then you get the colourful. They colour red the lasers on the front, and there it is on the back. Yeah, you get a light up control panel as well inside it, so a bit different. And this panel can come out. It makes different sounds and lights up different things. So a bit of an upgrade really to the original AT-AT version, but obviously nowhere near as nice as the future vintage collection AT-ATs. Yeah, so that's it now. So let's get on with the prize draw and see who's going to win those two lovely prizes. Okay, everyone, now it's time for the giveaway. So it's, what time is it? It's 4 o'clock on Thursday. So I'm going to do use this random comment picker. I've not done this before, so fingers crossed it goes okay. So good luck, everybody. So the first thing I need to do is paste in the link. There you go, putting that in now. And then just change the criteria. So we'll go and don't include replies, and put in the keyword of Mando. M-A-N-D-O, there you go, and then continue, and there you go. We've got 50 comments, fantastic. And the winner is, for the second prize, which is a droid set, is at Wavy 2. Well done, mate, fantastic. Drop me an email, emma_keith@hotmail.co.uk. It's in my channel description as well. Drop me an email, mate, and I'll get it out to you. So there you go, that's the second prize. And then the first prize is going to be, so we're left with 49 comments, obviously. Put that into the supercomputer, pick a winner, and the winner is Neil Pullinger, 9695. Well done, mate. You win the 501st Legion action figure pack and the retro Boba Fett. Fabulous, mate. Again, just email me, emma_keith@hotmail.co.uk. Fantastic. Well done to the winners. Just drop me an email to emma_keith@hotmail.co.uk. The email's in my channel description, so just ping me an email, reach out to me, and then I'll get those off to you as soon as I can. Well done, guys. So let's have a look at this Power of the Force green line and see how much you'd have to spend if you want to buy the whole collection now. I'm lucky enough to have most of the figures. As I said before, I've just collected sort of one of each character really, or any major card changes, but not the Giggy cards, Italian cards, the Canadian cards and all that. So I'm just going to go for the basic line and give you an idea of what you'd have to spend. Now, there were 95 figures spread over the basic figure line, freeze frames, the flashbacks, and the concept chips, and the expanded universe. So that was 95 figures. Now, they're not a lot of money, really. I showed you a couple of the highlights on the last episode. If you didn't see it, check it out. But you've got Weequay, obviously, it's worth £100 plus. You've got a couple other expensive ones. You can get, like the Sand Trooper is quite expensive. The AT-AT driver, maybe. Yeah, but most of them are sort of freeze frames, especially between sort of 10 and 20 quid, maybe 15 quid. But averaging out the whole 95, you'd have to spend £1,069 roughly, at an average of about £11.25p. Some of the early Power of the Force figures are only worth £3 or £4, if I'm honest. So not huge numbers. And then if you move on to the vehicles and ships, now they're obviously we're getting a bit more expensive now. There was 8 of those, including the AT-AT. And you'd have to spend about £800 to get all of those at a rate of £53 and 33p each. Then the play sets, based on recent eBay sales, you'd have to spend £165 approximately, at an average of £23 and 57p to get all the play sets. In particular, the Hoth battle set and the bunker set are reasonably expensive, around £50 each. And then you've got the band pairs that I talked about in the previous video. They're very expensive. To get those 3 sets of band pairs, you'd have to spend just over £200, an average of about £68 and 33p. So quite expensive. Whether they've settled down, I don't know, but they seem to have risen quite a lot over the last 12 months. And then you've got the creatures. Again, the Tauntauns, the Hoth Wampa, the Rancor monster, the Bantha. They're all quite expensive now. And there's 8 of those. You have to spend £427 and an average of £53 and 37p. And then just grouping all of these up, you've got the exclusive cinema scenes, exclusives, the deluxe packs, play sets, FX figures, the carry cases, the commemorative coins, and the Epic Force. And that's about 63 items in all to get all of those. And you'd have to spend £1,210, an average of about £19.21 to get all that 63 packs or 63 items. So what does that give you in total? That gives you a grand total for the green Power of the Force line of £3,876. Now, a bit like I did with the orange line a few weeks ago, this excludes all the foreign variant cards you can get as well. So I think if you had got all the variants, you're probably at least looking at £4,200, probably a little bit more if you really want to be complete and get every card variant. So there you have it. Another pretty expensive line, even though you think the Power of the Force has got some cheap figures. When you total it all up, it comes to quite a lot. But again, thanks for everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed the little gift giveaway. Thank you so much again for getting me to 500 subscribers. Really appreciate it, and I'll be back soon. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mando number 5.